Fueled by C4, Cellucor, and Extend. Use the code Clydesdale to get 20% off at checkout at c4energy.com. On Clydesdale Media, where we bring you the widest array of content here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notifier so you're first to know when new episodes are available. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Clydesdale Media Podcast. My name is Scott Schweitzer. I am the Clydesdale, and I am so honored and privileged to have with me Elisa Fuliano. How are you, Elisa?
Hi, everyone. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So I've got to ask, the shirt you have on says Fuliano, but what does the MNTR mean?
It means the Montour, and it's the program I follow. It's the program that my coach Theo has started, and I'm so honored to be part of it.
Yeah, and I love the green. Is that the Italian green?
Actually, we didn't thought it that way, but yes, now that you make me notice it, it could be like the green of Italy.
Yeah, I love it. So I'm so excited to talk to you because we kind of followed you into the games last year in your rookie season.
Yes.
Now you're going back for your second straight year. So I kind of want to backpedal a little bit. And let's talk about semifinals first.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the first year that Europe was going to have one semifinal and 60 athletes, huge field. What was that like this year compared to last year?
The fact that we were 60 instead of 30 and 30, it made me a little bit nervous because I was afraid that being 60 in those workouts when you're not going to be good, you're going to go low in the leaderboard. So in a way, it was more dangerous. So it was even more risky because, as I said, the risk was that in those workouts that were not for you, you were risking to go down the leaderboard. So that really made me nervous at the beginning, but also I started noticing soon that it was also the other way around. I mean that in those workouts where you were good, so you were among the top 5, it really paid off. Like you gained much points and you were able to like go on the leaderboard. And so yeah, there were those two sides, both dangerous but also good. And I was afraid because I knew it was going to be like a war. So all the 60 best athlete of Europe put together to do workouts. It's like the gladiator in the Colosseum, and it was, I was afraid it was like this. But actually, it's been amazing. I was so sad, like happy of the event because everything was so well organized. I mean, everything was on time, so there were no delays. The judges, the volunteers, the staff made everything like perfect, and so I'm so happy for that because it's been a huge event. Also, the location was spectacular, and I'm so happy to have been part of this.
Yeah, I know. I think I heard BKG say that this was going to be epic because this would be like the European Championships and probably the biggest competition that's ever been put on for CrossFit in Europe. Did you get that feeling when you were there?
Yes, absolutely. Also, looking at the other semifinals in TV, like all the American one and also Australia, etc., I had the impression, but actually I didn't, like, I was not there physically, so I cannot tell 100%. But I had the feelings that the European one was like the biggest one with the more crowd of every other semifinals, and Yes, I absolutely agree. It was amazing. It was huge, and it was very um, like I wanted to cry every time I went into the floor because it was like huge, and there were so many people, and it's been amazing to compete in such a good location with such like many people, and yes, it's been amazing.
Yeah, so I was at both North American semifinals, and California sold out, but the way it was built was not as nice as Europe.
Hmm.
So it didn't have the feeling I wanted from a semifinal. I wanted it to be like a rock show,
Hmm.
right? And it looks like that's what Europe got.
Yes.
And I would even contend Oceania, Australia, had a rock show. But and you, the two of you, put it on better than we did here in the United States.
Yes, absolutely. It was like I couldn't believe it. It's been amazing. So I want to do like some many compliments to all get the organizer and all the staff, the volunteers that made such a big competition because yes, it's been like a dream.
And the nice touch I liked in Europe was for the final event, they announced you all onto the floor. So one by one, you got to run out onto the floor in front of the crowd. The lights were dimmed. It had that like feeling of something important.
Yes, I like it reminded me a bit of the Coliseum at the CrossFit Games last year because the location was similar. I mean, it was like deep, and the way like the rings where the public was, and yes, also the light game and all that stuff really made it like very similar to the games. So yes, really, it's been amazing.
And that's how it should be, in my opinion. You guys have
Yes.
accomplished something amazing, and you should be rewarded for that with a great experience. But let's move on to your personal experience at semifinals. And you said that you were worried with a 60-person field that if you did really bad, you could fall way down the leaderboard. But you never did that. Every event you were top 30 or better.
Yes, I'm so satisfied of myself. I mean that I've really seen my improvements from last year, and actually, from last year, I've been less like homogenic in the results. I don't know if that's the right word. I mean, last year, more or less, my position was kind of the same, like for all the semifinals. While this year I was like third, then 26th, then fifth, then 21. It was like up and down, up and down. But I'm so happy because out of 7 workouts, I think only 2 or 3 were like mine, like where I felt strong, while the other 5 or 4 were not for me at all because I'm short. And usually in those kind of workouts where like the bigger one are more advantage, I don't feel like confident, and I know that I have to limit the damages in the leaderboard. I'm so happy that even in those workouts I managed to like not going too low in the leaderboard. And the thing that I suffered the most was the mental part. I mean that this year the level of athlete was crazy. I mean it was so high. So the difficult part was to go down the field and knowing that there was no space at all for mistakes. So this was a difficult part, knowing that you don't have to do mistakes. Everything in every workout has to be perfect, otherwise you're out. So one one mistake and you're out. That was the most difficult part for me. So managing the pressure not to like to do mistakes, knowing that every time you go down the field you know you have to be perfect, otherwise you're out. So this year the difficult part was um yeah, basically you needed to be like consistent, and there was no space for mistakes.
So going into this semifinal, we saw you at Wodapalooza this year. Is that your first time doing Wodapalooza?
Yes, it was my first time, and I really loved it. Like, the location, the lights, the skyscraper was amazing.
What kind of experience did that give you? Did it give you any more confidence going into this season?
Yes, I really liked it. Actually, I kind of liked it more than the games. I mean that I really felt the energy of the location. As I said, the lights, the atmosphere. Like it was like a big party and like on the sea, and I really loved that part. And it was my first chance to demonstrate like my improvements to myself, but also to others. And I I'm so happy that I managed to do good. I mean that before the final workouts, I was, I think, third. Then I lost so much point in the last two workouts because there was a heavy bench press that I stopped during the workout because I couldn't lift the dumbbells anymore, and that really got me down in the leaderboard. But so at the end, I got seventh, I think. But throughout until the last two workouts, I was third, and that really gave me confidence because it meant that my hard work was paying off, and that I could stay like among the big of this sport during international competitions. So when I went to the semifinals this year, I felt more confident, and I knew that I could do it like for the second time. I really hoped so. So as always, I gave my 200%. I really worked hard from Wodapalooza until the semifinals. So I have to thank my coach as always, because he was able to um, prepare me in the best of ways like possible, and I'm so grateful to him. And yes, I must say that starting doing double sessions, because last time we were like in this interview, I don't remember if I was still working, but now then I'm doing full-time athlete, I managed to do double session, and I really saw the difference from when I was working until like when I started becoming a full-time athlete.
Yeah, I think the last time we talked, you were in like a trial phase to see if you wanted to stop working full time. You had kind of just tried it out, and then you were leaning toward, yeah, you think you're going to go full time athlete.
I think so. I have time until October. So let's see how the games goes, and then I'll decide. But I have to admit that I really like this life. I mean, it's very tough. There are so many sacrifices, like don't see the family, the friends, don't going out in the weekend and stuff like that. But I love it. Like it's I'm so grateful that I can live out of sports. That it's always been a dream of mine since I was little, and now that I have the chance to do it, like I want to take it, and I think it's the right moment. I have the right age, and everything is in a condition where I can take this opportunity and try to see where I can get.
So I have so many avenues now I want to go down, but I want to go back to Wodapalooza, and that's what I'm talking about for a rock show. That's what semifinals should be like in North America, and and Wodapalooza does it right. Like every athlete feels special, and it is, you are the center stage in front of a sold out crowd with all the rock star lights, all the music, all the stuff. But you mentioned in there that you struggled with the bench press and it was a dumbbell bench press. Then you get to semifinals and what's on tap but dumbbell bench press.
Hmm.
So had you worked on that since Wodapalooza? Because you did much better with Linda than you did at Wodapalooza.
Yes, yes. I love working on weaknesses, and my coach make me work on those. And since Wodapalooza, since the workout was not like didn't go well, we practiced a lot of heavy dumbbell bench press. So in Wodapalooza, I think it was 22 kilos. I don't know how much is in pound. I think 50 maybe. And in during these months, I really practiced it. And now in semifinals, like I felt ready when I knew that heavy bench press was going to be there. Like I was not so afraid because I knew that during this month I really worked hard on it, and I was not afraid of it anymore. Um, I think actually the part that I suffered the most was the deadlift and not the bench press, and I'm so happy for that because it means that during these months like I trained well and all the hard paid off. And again, I need to thank my coach because every time, like in a competition, every time we see that there is something that um, is like an obstacle like I struggle with, he made me try like that element many times until I get confident with it, and we did a really great job.
So I got to see you at Wodapalooza. You happened to be in the lane right next to the media pit when you were on the team. You are tiny. You've always kind of described yourself as tiny. And I
Yes.
saw you at games, but I didn't get an up close view of you. But at Wodapalooza I did, and you are tiny. So one of the things that really shocked me at semifinals is your snatch. 190-pound snatch. And you're a little woman. Like that that blew me away. Was that something you were proud of at semifinals? Or was there something else that made you more proud?
mm, that workout was one of the one I wanted to bet because I knew that snatch it's like I'm really confident with. I've got like actually um I've got a bit of sour taste in my mouth. I don't know if that's correct, but I mean that I wanted to do more. But the first lift was okay. The second lift at 185, I think. Like I did the snatch, but I went out of the line of the square, so it was no rep, and I had to do it again. And so I had no time to do the heaviest the rep, like 200, I think 200 pounds, which is 88 kilos. I still struggle with kilos and pounds, but I wanted to do more, but one of the lists was like no rep because of the line. And so yeah, I think if I had done that lift, I was 5 position ahead. So I maybe it's the only thing that I regret of the weekend because everything else was quite good, was went as planned or beyond expectations. So the two moments I enjoyed the most was where my two third place in workout number two, the one with ring and burpees, and workout number six, I think the one with handstand walks and rope climbs, etc. I knew I could do well in both the workouts, but actually I didn't think the third place. So it's been a big surprise, and in both occasions I was in not in the last heat, the previous one, and I won the heat. So it's been like a magical moment because I could hear the crowd screaming my name, and that really gave me strength to push even more. And so yeah, it's been amazing because like all the cameras and all the public was cheering me, and it's been magical. Like um workout number 6, it was the first of the last day, and I knew I had to do well. As I was saying before, there was no space for mistakes, and I knew I had to go in the competition floor and do a top 5, because otherwise I risk to be out of the 11. And I'm proud of myself to having to be able to focus and um, get out the best of me, and not made me like um, feel too much the pressure of having to go good, you know. And but yes, it's been amazing. I didn't expect 2 third places, so I'm so happy.
It's so funny because as an outsider trying to analyze who we think's going to do well and all that stuff, my co-host and I of our CrossFit talk show, we look at you as like the gymnast of Europe. So if it's a gymnastics event, we're writing your name down as someone who's going to kill it, right?
Yes, I
Let's
love
understand.
gymnastic workout.
Yeah, and so from our perspective, I was more surprised about the snatch, which you were disappointed in, and you were more happy with the gymnastics, which I was like, ah, we thought she was going to do that anyway.
Mm.
So it's just funny how like the athlete looks at it very differently than us as an outsider.
Yeah, maybe because as you were saying, many people know that I'm good at gymnastics, so like it's not a surprise if in a gymnastic workout I do good, but it's more unpredictable that I go well in a heavy barbell workout. But because so I'm tiny, I'm light, and so maybe someone doesn't expect me to lift heavy, but I really love barbell, and for being this light, I think that I do like pretty good. And so actually heavy barbell and gymnastics are my two favorites, like um, categories of workouts. So every time heavy barbell of gymnastics like are in a competition, I'm super happy.
So you're going into the lap. You did really you took third on event 6. What place were you in going into the last event?
So I think after workout number 6, I was 8th in the leaderboard. So, and also I had um enough points. I think I had 60 points from the 11th. So I was like quite um, like not confident, but I could like breathe a little bit, knowing that in the last workout, of course, I had to like spit my soul in the ground at the end, but I could afford to like not going the 300%. Like of course I did, of course I gave my everything, because it was the last workout, and it was not said at all that I was among the top 11 at the end. But the fact that I was 8th and I had 60 points of margin from the 11th made me kind of help me to went to the competition floor and have less pressure. I remember I had more pressure last year in London in strength in depth before the last workout. So this year it was a little bit better, but still I was nervous because it was one of the workouts where I was not confident because of the thing that we were saying before. I'm very short and tiny and light, and both eco bike and sandbag are not like really my thing. And so it was kind of a sprint workout. So I knew that when I started in like 3 minutes or a bit more, everything was going to end. So I went to the competition floor. I switched off my brain and I just didn't think at all. I just thought to give my best, and hopefully that was enough to be out of in the out of the 11th position, to qualify. And as soon as I finished the workout, um, I looked around myself, and I've seen that I was among the last athletes that finished the workout in my heat, but I also knew that it was the heat of the big ones. So I was hoping that in the previous heats, like there were not like stunning times, and but I felt a bit like confident because I tried the workout during training, and I did more or less the same time, even if the transitions were like longer than when I tried it in my gym. So when I saw my final time, and knowing that I was eighth and I had 60 point of margin, I was quite confident that I was going to be in the top 11. So uh, instead of last year, like I was having a heart attack because I didn't know at all if I was inside the top five or not. And it's been like my 15 worst minutes in my life as well. Like I lost 10 years of life out of that 15 minutes. And this year, of course, I couldn't know for sure if I was inside, but I felt more confident. So I lived that moment with a little bit more like calm, and it's been amazing when they called out my name. The speaker called out my name that I was the ninth. I was so relieved and I was so happy because the second time is more difficult than the first time. I mean, the first time you qualify could could be seen like a like chance,
Yeah.
like it's just like many people told me you've been lucky. So this time I can't say that I really gained my qualifications because of the level that was crazy, as I said before, and because of the workouts were not really my thing, and I managed anyway to to do good, and also the fact that I was ninth and not 11th, it was like it gave me really confidence because it means that this year I really earned my qualifications, and I'm so proud of myself. So I had this year I had really much pressure on me from Italian community and from all the CrossFitter that was uh, were give were giving from granted the fact that I was going to qualify, but in this sport, like nothing can be taken for granted. So you have to earn everything, and I'm so happy that I managed to do it like the second time.
So, yeah, you're right. Like a lot of people make the games one time,
Mm,
and the people who make it two times shrinks down to here, right? And so it just elevates and validates you as an athlete that now you're not just that one-time athlete. You are now predicted to be coming back time after time. I do want to ask a question that we've kind of talked about in the past, and that is your rheumatoid arthritis. And last time we talked, you had found a medication that was working much better than anything you had had in the past, and it actually gave you hope that your career could be longer than you initially thought when you first came on with us. Are you
Mhm.
still in that spot?
Yes, even if like being a full-time athlete, as I was saying before, it can be seen like a super thing, like people telling me, oh wow, you're living out of sport, that's amazing, that's a good life. Yes, it is a good life, but I'm even more stressed than before. And since this disease like it is living out of stress, so the more stress you are, the more you have pain. It's very difficult to balance the stress, the work, like the stress for competition, for training, and for everything that I have to do. So like if it was for me, like I would like to do every competition I could. I'd like to do like everything. I cannot stay calm for a minute. I want to do everything, but of course I have to like stop myself and select the appointment during the year, so that I don't stress too much. And for example, like I have to admit that until semifinals, everything was good. But from semifinals, where I was so stressed, I started having, like, it's not pain, it's a bit less, but I didn't have this kind of like I don't know how to say, like it's a bit less than pain, but
Yeah.
I didn't have that until like I started doing the new therapy. So I'm a bit worried, but I'm trying to, like, I'm worried that this could get worse, but I'm trying to stay calm. But as you know, it's hard to stay calm when you know that there is that everything is going bad. So it's kind of really difficult to balance everything, the stress and the disease, and like also the eating, like my diet. Of course every athlete has a diet for training, but I also need to balance the diet for training and the diet for the disease. And not always they are like compatible, because there are some element, like some food that I cannot eat because of my disease, but which, like I was supposed to eat because of the training. So not always is easy to balance these two things. But I'm trying to, as I was saying, to stay calm. I was thinking about starting doing yoga. Maybe that could help to manage my stress. So yes, I'm so happy that until now I was lucky enough to went to the semifinals, hopefully go to the games, and living as an athlete. But of course, I have to take into account that I, like, every moment is possible that I have to stop. So I try to enjoy every little winning, every little goal that I reach, and like as if it was the last one. And of course, the more they will come, the more happy I will be. But of course, um, we hope that it's going to last as long as possible.
So you say it's less than pain. Is it discomfort, or are you uncomfortable when this flares up? And is it because you're heading to the CrossFit Games and that includes travel, that includes training, that includes how am I going to do when I get there? There's no way to avoid the stress that comes with qualifying for the games, and now you've got to make that trip.
Yes, it's like it's not pain, but I feel my fingers of the hands um like sometimes I cannot like open a jar, for example, like open a bottle. Like I feel I don't have the strength enough to do it. So sometimes someone have to has to help me. So yes, it's not pain. It's like I feel like the fingers more weak,
Okay.
and yes, during the
Can I
last
ask,
month.
so can I
Yeah.
ask, say like opening a bottle or opening a jar is tough, but does it affect you holding a pull-up bar or a ring or a barbell?
L- mm, Not really, because there are very specific movement that I suffer the most, and one is like this, when I rotate my wrist, but it's not a movement that like you have to do in CrossFit, luckily. And as for the grips, like it's not that the grip is not enough, but um like the movement, it hurts my like my wrist, for example. And I don't know how to say, but it doesn't affect my like grip to bar and to barbells, fortunately. And it just like, luckily it's more on the day life that I feel like the pain. And when I'm training, like maybe because I'm so much into the workout, like also the adrenaline, like I don't feel anything. Maybe I feel it like after, but not during the workout. And so yes, luckily I can do everything like before. But I feel that maybe after some like soreness, like some like my fingers are like bigger. I don't know how to say that in English, but yes.
Yeah, they've swollen,
Yes,
right?
there's one. Yes, yes.
So, so let me ask you this. Now you're coming to an event that is not just a couple days. It's what you start Thursday and you go to Sunday.
Yes.
It could be upwards of 15 events. How fast do you recover from a flare up?
I must say that since I'm doing double session of training, so from last October that I stopped working, I started doing double session. So one session in the morning from like 10:30 until 1 p.m., and the second one from 4 in the afternoon until 7. And I have to say that from October on, um, because of the two training session a day, I really managed to bear better the high volume of workouts. And I had the proof during Wodapalooza, where I both did individual and team. So they were 4 days of workouts, like tough workouts. And I noticed that at the end of the of the 4 days, I was feeling okay. Like I was not in pain. Like my muscle was okay. Were okay. Like of course I felt like a bit of pain, but it was normal, I think. So actually, and I really noticed that during the double session, really helped me regarding this, bearing the high volume of workouts. So comparing to last year, I'm more confident of like managing to do many workouts in a few days. So for example, last year after the first day, like I could go home. I was so exhausted, like every muscle in my body was hurting. But I'm pretty sure that this year is going to be different, because yes, I'm more used to like high volume of workouts. And I hope I will like come to have my muscle hurting like maybe in the last day, and yeah, I'm more confident from this point of view.
So last year, you finished 35th at the games. You didn't make the final day. Is the main goal getting to participate the entire weekend, or do you have bigger goals than that?
So last year goal actually was just to survive, to bring my body at home like entire and not injured, and that was the main goal. Of course, the second goal was to pass the cut, but I didn't, but it was okay. Actually, honestly, I don't know if I was able to do last day workouts because I was feeling like dead, like my body was not answering anymore to any kind of stimulus that I gave to him. And instead this year, the first goal of course is to pass the cut. I don't know this year where is going to be the line, the cut, but I I feel this year I I I can be much like I can battle myself better, and I think I'm aiming to like 20th 25 position, like um yes, let's say that my goal is to be among the 20 and the 25.
Okay, I think that's a realistic
I
goal.
I don't yes I don't know. I mean, it really depends from the workouts, and I cannot foresee very much. But yes, let's say that apart from passing the cut, I I I would be happy if I was like between 20 and 25.
So I want to ask a question about last year. You said your goal was just to survive.
Yes.
Do at any point last year was there were you scared at all about the rheumatoid arthritis, or were you scared about the volume? What was more on your mind last year?
I think more the volume. The first thing I was worried about was the volume, and I was right because as I was saying, after the first day, I was feeling like shit. Really, I couldn't walk, and like I felt terrible, and also because we staying from 7 a.m. until 9:30 p.m. in the competition floor, and it's been really tough. So yes, my first worrying was the high volume of workouts. Then the arthritis, of course. I didn't want it to get worse, or that I couldn't finish the weekend because of it. But yes, this year I'm really more confident. I feel another athlete from last year totally, and I think it can be good. It can go good.
So last year we talked to you right before the games. So when you're out on the floor, I'm paying attention to you. I want to see you do well. What I noticed was you seem to be having fun for the most part at the games, but it wasn't a confident look. At Wodapalooza, completely different. You had a smile on your face the entire weekend. You knew you belonged on that floor and you were having a ball. Was all of that because you switched to two a days or double
Yes,
session?
yes, probably yes. As I was saying, I really feel like another athlete, more confident, more mature, and and yes, actually at the games I was not so stressed like for example at semifinals, because I was there, I was competing among the big ones, and like every result was okay. Just the fact that I was there, it was amazing, and I was less I had less tension than semifinals, where you have to to get in the first 5 or 11 this year. Otherwise, you won't go to the games. So when you're at the games, your approach is different. I mean, you're there and you just want to have fun, So um, actually, even if maybe you didn't see the smile on my face, I was really having fun, because I didn't have that pressure that, you have to be in the top 11, or you have to be top 5. Like, I was just doing my best. I was just enjoying every moment. I was giving my best, but like, just the fact that I was there, it was amazing. So I really enjoyed it. And but yes, as you were saying, in Wodapalooza, I really also like had fun doing the workouts. I really loved that as event. As I was saying at the beginning, I really loved it more than games, because the location was stunning. Like, the first workout, the one with the rings, and like front squat, overhead squat, etc., on the ocean with the sunset, was like amazing. And I really had fun doing the workouts. I really enjoyed the atmosphere, the event, the crowd. The also, the athletes were more relaxed, because there is no that kind of competition, like the kind of war that there is during the CrossFit Games, for example. So also, the other athletes were more like relaxed. They were enjoying the event, and me as well. So yes, I remember, I kept smiling all the weekend, because like I was really enjoying the workouts and the events.
Yeah, you can't beat the backdrop in Miami. The pictures I used for this thumbnail, I took of you when you were doing the team at Bayfront in front of the ocean. So
Yes.
you can't beat those.
Hmm.
So you're going back to the games. When are you coming to the United States? And do you have to adjust like time zones?
Yes, I think I will fly through to the States the 21 of July. So actually, I have much time to recover from the time zone. But I remember from last year, and it was the same with Wodapalooza, that I suffered the most when I came back to Italy. So when I fly to the America, it took me just like 2 days, and I was okay. But on the other way around, like, it took me almost a week to recover. Like, I was feeling like, I remember I set a new record, a new personal record of sleep, because when I was back from Wodapalooza, from Miami, I slept 16 hours. I never slept so much. I was feeling like terrible, and so actually, this is an advantage. It doesn't matter if I will suffer once I'll go back. The important is that I don't suffer it too much when I fly to America. And I hope it will be like last year, where it just took me 2 days to feel good.
Are you going straight to Madison or are you going to try to train with somebody over here for a week or two before the games?
I will stay, I think, 3 days in Chicago, and then we will drive. I will be with my coach. We will drive to Madison with a car, and so we're staying a whole week in Madison. So this year, being the second year, we are more comfortable. We already know where to go, where to eat, where to train, and I think this is a good advantage. I mean, last year everything was a surprise. Everything was like, we didn't know how to behave, how to, like, where to go, where to eat. And I think this is a big advantage, like, to be a bit more expert of everything. We will enjoy it also more, the whole experience, not have having to worry to like these kind of things, where to go, where to stay, and etc.
And when you get to Madison, you know where the arena is, you know where North Park is, you know what the tunnels look like. So it's
Yes, exactly.
now you're a games veteran and you know how it all goes down. So you're not going to be surprised by anything.
Yeah, I will be
So,
prepared for everything. Like last year was to make experience. This year is to crush it.
well, you know, we'll be in your corner in Madison. I can't wait to see you there. I'm so excited for you that you get to come back a second year in a row. Um, but I know also that it's what 8:45 in Italy right now, and you haven't eaten dinner yet. So I want
Yes,
you to be able to go and get some dinner. And I want to thank you so much for being on with us, Elisa.
thank
Uh,
you, guys.
it's always such a treat to have you on here. You're one of our favorites, and I can't wait
Thank
to do
you.
that. And everybody in the chat, thank you for being with us. We will see everybody next time on the Clydesdale Media Podcast.